Roblox Fisch is one of the most popular games to touch the platform of Roblox, but it's just a very simple fishing game. You may be asking me how this game even has stages to begin with, but boy oh boy is this game deeper than you think. In today's video, we are going to be going over the 10 stages every Roblox Fisch players go through, and wait till the end because most players don't even reach stage 10. Starting with stage 1, the noob stage. You're scrolling on Roblox to find a new game to play and you see this game with hundreds of thousands of players, but it's just a game about fishing. You click on it because you say why not. You experience the game for the first time and you love the relaxing music in the calm environment of fishing. You notice an NPC and he guides you to the basics of the game. The controls are a little difficult and sometimes you slip a catch of a fish and get super mad, but you love the dopamine rush of catching new fish and life is pretty good. Stage 2, the learning stages. After getting the basics down and getting your first streak, you sell your first batch of fish and realize you have enough money to buy your first rod. You don't know what all the stats are and they're pretty overwhelming, so you quickly buy the first rod you can afford, which is the plastic rod. While fishing, you see players taking out boats and wonder where they're going and how they get boats in the first place, and you notice a guy called the ship guy. The guy tells you to level up to level 5 in order to unlock the boat function. So you finally reach level 5 and open up the menu just to see that the first boat is level 7. So you quickly get to level 7 and scroll all the way down the page just to see out of curiosity what all the boats are about, and you quickly realize that you could have gotten the level 5 boat. Stage 3, the novice. You grasp a general understanding of this game, you fish, you sell and level up, you repeat for a new rod, and you're most likely in a catching streak of 25 to 100 in this stage. Your current rod is the steady rod and your goal rod is the mythical rod. In this stage, you start using baits to your leverage and finally understand what they do. Now, you actually have a boat and finally understand why people are boating around because you get so much XP discovering new places. While boating, you stumble upon a place called the Whirlpool and discover these OP fish in this very scary place called the Vertigo with very weird music. After a few hours of fishing there, you stumble upon an item called an enchant stone. You don't know exactly what it does, but you're too lazy to search it up and you just want money to buy a better rod, so you just end up selling it and move on with your day. Stage 4, advancing. You finally figured out what the enchant rods do and regret selling them in the past. After searching up a rod progression video on YouTube, your current rod is the scurvy rod after saving up 50,000. You figure out what the good grinding spots are and you're most likely grinding in the pond of Forsaken Shores for the rest of this stage for money. Your goal rod is the mythical rod. Stage 5, mid-game. You finally have the mythical rod or the trident rod and you enchant them with either resilience or hasty. Your only goal now is to get the beloved Rod of Depths. At this stage of the game, everything isn't as bright as it was in the start, but you keep grinding because you want to finish what you started earlier or sink in the beloved dopamine of catching new fish or just break goals. In this stage, you discover a tool called macroing. You think it's a virus, but you decide to go on with it because you realize how much it could make your life better. You imagine being able to do whatever you want and live your life while still getting fish in Roblox Fisch. So despite it being pretty sketchy, you download it and you do it and you set up your macro and realize it wasn't really that bad. You then go to search up how to get the Rod of Depths because you think it's the best rod in the game and want to get it as fast as possible. You learn that it's 750,000 cash and do nothing else but grind for cash. Stage 6, pain and suffering. After days and days of auto macroing and restarting your macroer, you finally end up getting 750,000 amounts of cash. You're very excited to get your Rod of Depths, but you quickly realize you have to do so much more than get $750,000 in cash. You realize that you have to get the advanced diving gear, complete the entire bestiary of Vertigo, and get the depth key. Along with that, you also have to appraise your enchant relics to get hexed and abyssal. So you spend another day anticipating and macroing in the Vertigo to get everything you need. In this stage, you realize that there's something called seasons and have to wait a few more days to get the proper season to get your void fin mahi. And you quickly realize that you're going to need truffle fish if you even want to get this fish in the first place. Stage 7, achievement. After finally getting yourself a depth key and both the required enchant stones along with the advanced diving gear and the Vertigo bestiary, you venture into the depths and set your stones in place, but realize there is a maze you have to complete. You search up a tutorial on YouTube and realize that they're using a trident rod, super flippers, and everything. So you don't want to do all that and attempt to do it on your own without it. You didn't even want to follow the tutorial because it went so fast, and you ended up dying so many times trying to learn the maze, so you're forced to fish and sell your fish in the depths in order to get back to 750,000 cash. After many attempts of going through the maze, you finally get to the Rod of Depths and buy it. You spend hours, well, maybe just a few seconds staring at it and feel very accomplished in yourself. You respawn with your conception conch and hold it out at Moosewood and have players awe at the sight of your power, the stand right behind you. Stage 8, Realization. After you unlock the Rod of Depths, you realize you have 400 more levels to go for the next rod, or maybe not 400, but you get the point. You give your screen the 1,000-yard stares and decide whether you want to keep playing this game anymore. Most players in this stage either do one of two options. 1. They quit. Many players in this stage cannot bear the suffering and torture it is just to suffer for hundreds of hours trying to get a rod. Or 2. You buy the double XP pass, suck it up, and keep going because you realize leveling up without it is essentially impossible. In this scenario, you pick number 2 so we can move on to the next stages. You activate your macro and you go to school. Your search history in this stage is full of XP methods, and you realize that every time you open up YouTube, there is nothing but Roblox Fisch videos. Everything on your mind is about fish, and you're slowly losing your life. Stage 9, Acceptance. After restarting your game many times, from the macros crashing, it becomes a daily habit. You wake up in the middle of the night, you check the macro. At school, you check the macro by asking your parents or using a remote desktop. Your entire life is about getting to level 500 in Roblox Fisch. Your life isn't even on track anymore. You miss practice, you miss social events, and you lose your sanity. You realize why they call it the no life rod. Players in this stage are in it for the win, and nothing in their path will stop them. It is worth noting that many players do not even get to this stage, furthermore even get past it. Stage 10, Endgame. The last stage, the stage that most players don't even get to. You reek of sweat and carpal tunnel. Your computer has been on for days. You finally unlock the best rod in the game. You realize the stats of the no life rod are not even that good compared to the Rod of Depths and sob in sorrow because you didn't do your research. Either way, you love it and flex it to all of your friends. You walk in the Moosewood just to flex to everyone and give away free fish because you don't need money anymore. After that, you get the best enchant and sell all of your fish and decide whether you want to keep playing this game. You open up your beastery and realize you still have yet to unlock it all. Not only that, you realize you've skipped many mid-game progression rods that were generally just optional and decide to buy them all just for the experience and fun. You then go on to buy every single boat just for the flex. After that, you then go on and try to complete the entire beastery and most likely get bored. In this stage, the game is generally very boring and you have nothing to do and nothing to achieve because you're fully maxed out, which brings us to my scenario why I have made this video. Now you can call this a stage 11, but for the sake of this, I'll be calling it the outro. The reason why I made this video is because after reaching level 500, I really had nothing to do in this game. Most players think that after achieving this rod, you will have everything you ever wanted and the game will be a lot more fun, but in the end, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey you took to get to the destination. Wow, I had a blast making this video. The journey was definitely a fun ride to getting to level 500 and making this video. However, all good things come to an end. Jokes aside, make sure to subscribe. I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of January, and Happy New Year's to the people watching before and after New Year's. Hope you have a good year.